we are currently looking at seeing the card that we take in the project. So if we take a look at this, if we create a game, we have our card here. Now I've set it so we have just one card. I think we need to kind of have more than that. But when I click on this, we need to have the card be like sent back to us in data. And right now, the data that we're getting back doesn't have anything about the card other than the draw deck size. So I'm wondering if like cards and hands, like, because we need like players maybe also, and we need like ours. So like the draw deck size, that's great to have 0, but we kind of need to know that we took that card and what that card is. So right now, what is the card? So for the deck, it's an ace of clubs. So we're creating an ace of clubs. So that's what that one card is. So we should be able to see that in our hand when we're done with this. So when we draw that card, okay, so in the main library, we have draw card here. So I think there's two things that need to happen. We need to let okay, so we broadcast to the room that the deck has reduced in number. But I probably also want to, like, in one like sort of send to each person, also let them know here are the cards that you own. So outgoing message, we need cards that you own. So like your hand. So in message, outgoing message, we essentially need cards. Maybe like hand. And you can be a Vec of card. So if you're a Vec of card, we need serialize and deserialize on card. Apparently you're not going to figure that out. Use Surday. Okay, so then for suit, value, and owner, we need serialize and deserialize too. Okay, so here's suit, value, and owner. Okay, so that's working. So then, what might be nice is to keep our messages down. Instead of like just constantly sending the full hands that everybody have, we send like what the change is, like what happened, commands essentially. So like reverse commands, but I guess still commands. Like what happened almost. So right now we have this idea of like a command, and this is like the incoming command. I wonder if like just sending this out would be helpful. It's like an outgoing message. What if we sent the command too? And there always is a command, so we can set that. Command needs default. Will you figure that out? Will it be like the first one? No. Okay, so we have to derive that. We have to do that ourselves. Okay, so we could have a command. We could have like a none. Yeah, I don't know if there's like any other command type things we care about. So I'm just gonna do simple default for command. Okay, so when we create this, I'm thinking create game is probably our default here. Either that, or we can just have like a none, like there is no command, which in that case, we're returning self none. Now that will cause a problem in live. We need to fill the match arms, and none is essentially a no operation, but it allows us to sort of set what these are. Now for this message, for outgoing message, we need now to have something to like update the hand and the command. So set hand. Now the hand, I don't know if this is gonna be a vec of card, or if this is gonna be something else, like a, yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be a vec of cards or, well, okay, it's a vec of cards. I don't know if we're gonna have like an add card to hand function, or if we just hand the entire vector in. We'll find out. So we could just do that and replace it completely. Okay, so great. Now, if we draw a card, these are getting big enough that they should probably start becoming their own functions, which also means to me like this entire like handle thing, maybe should be a struct that like we can call, but probably a function in another file, and then it can be calling other functions, which would make things a lot easier. But okay, so we have join room, chat, draw card here. So we do, okay, so state handle the draw card. I think we need to have the card that was drawn at this point now. So we need to set essentially drawn card equals to this. So handle draw card needs to return a card. Okay. Now you're gonna have to return an option card because it's possible it doesn't exist. Okay. Now you found option of nothing, so draw needs to return a card. So self.deck.draw. I might be going too far into the layers, like delving too deep. I still not 100% convinced that we need like a deck separately, but it does like, and not like just a as part of the room, I think I can get behind it. We'll find out. Okay, so for a deck, then we have draw here. So we need you to return a card. Okay, so chart card change owner. Okay, so we get if let some card equal self. Okay, so we have this card here. So card change owner and then return the card. And look at this. Okay, so what if there is no card? So this also has to be an option. Card. So some card. Else and then none. Now you okay, so let's clone you, which means card needs to implement clone. If card implements clone, then all of you need to implement clone. Oh, you've already implemented clone. Cool. Or I just accidentally did it again. Okay, so back to here. Kind of need to call it as a function. So you're happy. Now you're an option. Okay, so in this room, yeah, so this is an option card. So this also needs to be an option card. But in that case, we can just return this returns. Okay, the main state. This gets an option card. Oh, so look at that. This is an option of an option card. So I think what we need to do is let if let I mean, this is essentially like drawn card. Oh, I guess it's some. Equals to you. Okay, so if we have a drawn card, then return the drawn card itself. However, if we don't have that, just return a none. And so that way we're not returning a option. Okay. Oh, and no errors now. All right, so way back to here, we can now get the drawn card, which is this option card out of this, which means we can do another if let some. This can actually happen all in that one line, can it? So if let some drawn card equals to you, then outgoing message, we're going to set the set hand and set command. Okay, set hand. I guess I don't want to have to set it what the entire hand is, do I? I just want like a card, right? Because like every time we're making something visible or we're taking something, it is a card in this case. So in this case, it would be like the card that we've drawn, the one card we've drawn. So card, and then you actually should be an option with a card inside. So then here, you're gonna be the card. Card is gonna be a card. Stuff that card. Stuff that card equals some card. All right, and then set command should be the same. So okay, so set card is going to be equal to this drawn card. And then we also want to set the command. That's kind of going to be important too. So let's see. We want the outgoing message, the command, and then do I have that? I think we do. Incoming message.command. All right, so there's no errors here. So I think what will happen is when I refresh this, if I create the game, oh wait, you know what? So this is another big thing. I can't broadcast this to the room. This needs to be like broadcast to address or like send message to address. We have, let's see. We have the address in this case, address, and then the outgoing message. So outgoing message. Okay, that's fine. And this should work for ourselves, but we're also going to need to send another message out saying, hey, a card has been drawn. And this is how many cards are left in a draw deck. Okay, so let's try this again. If I create a game, take this, and now we can see our draw deck size is 0. That's fine. The command was draw card, and the card, okay, the card we drew that's not helpful. Probably shouldn't expose everybody's IP address. We're gonna need the player name, but we have the suit and the club. We have the suit and the club. We have the suit and a value, so an ace of clubs. So I can then take this and display the card that we have down in the bottom. So we'll need some kind of like card list. Perhaps before we sort of like stop working on this, I want to double check because I'm pretty sure this is not going to work with multiple people. So let's join room 4567. So here we are. We have nothing in. Oh, well. Game. We need more than one card to properly test this out. So this is 4052. Okay, so if I take this card, it didn't update here. Even though I'm pretty sure, yeah, we got the message name room joined, and notice we did not get this message. So this one comes just to us, letting us know, hey, this is like the card that you got. We also need to send a message to everyone saying, hey, by the way, new deck size. And I can imagine this going a couple different ways. I could have one message out to everybody or two messages to this person and then one to everybody else. The way I have it written right now, it'd be easy to just do it one message to this person and then another message out. But I don't think that's like the best idea. What I could do is send them, have like another thing where it's like broadcast, but then it like for your own address, depending upon this draw card, it sends like a different message, or like it scrubs out some of the message. I don't know. Because otherwise I'd have to do something like this. Let mute cast message. Okay, so create a new outgoing message. Then we set the room code. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna clone you. Okay, that means commands need to be clonable. Not a problem. So just sort of like getting my head around this. This might be easier to do as like one message. As I sort of like feel it out. Okay, so I want to... Okay, so we're gonna take the outgoing message and we're going to clone it. And make this mutable. And the big thing that we're changing here is we are changing, I guess, the card. We're removing the card. So I want probably to like remove card. Then I want to just broadcast this to everyone. Then we send in the room code and the broadcast message. So if I do that, five, 3, 3, 2. Okay, so in here, I can see that the command was draw card. The card is null here, but the card is this here. So now I got this message here. So if I don't want to get that, I want another thing. So not just a pure broadcast to room, but probably something like a broadcast to everyone else. So that's in state. So we have this broadcast to room, We have send message address. Essentially, we want hub function broadcast to everyone else. So we need the code. Then I guess we need our address. And we're going to return a result with nothing in it. Okay, so what are we going to do? We get the room first. So like this is simple enough. So we grab the room. Once we have the room, then we get the address from the room. And then we're going to send, okay, so get the sender. And as long as they're not the same, and this is, okay, this is a vector or an array. So for room. Okay, so get addresses, we have that. We want to continue if this is our room. So if room address equal to address, then just continue. Okay. Now, if it's not our address, then we want to send this to everybody else, right? We kind of need a message here, don't we? So we need message, which is going to be this outgoing message. So if that, then we can get the client. So I think this is going to be another if let. What did I do up here? No, oh, I just did an unwrap here. Yeah, we could do that for right now. So that this is going to be our sender. Client get mute. The key is actually this room address. Okay, so we get that. We also need to set up the message, which is going to be this like text. Message text. And then inside of that, we do the assert a JSON. So that oh, message : So then inside of here, we're gonna do the JSON. Assert a JSON. String, and then that's going to be our message like that. Okay. Then sender.send the message text and that. Oh, unbounded send. I keep on forgetting. It's unbounded send. Okay, so if I do this, we get one, nobody else gets one. So broadcast to everyone else. So in here, this is going to now be to broadcast to everyone else. Room code, address. So 3 arguments. So we have the room code here and the address and then the message. Okay. So it's going to be a reference to the address. Oh, Peyton Rules is raiding with a party of 3. Welcome, 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 Peyton Rules. How's your stream today? Welcome back to the streaming world. How's your game going? I didn't get a chance to take a look at it this morning. I was almost gonna click on it, but then I was like, well, it's actually time for me to start streaming, so I guess I'll just go do that. Red Hat Boy finally bumps his head. Very productive and fun stream today. Oh, that's awesome. That's a great way to sort of like come back into streaming, is to have a really productive day. All right. So what we're working on here today is a deck of cards simulator. Summer's been tricky. I can totally understand that. I believe your message was something about like you're like there's summer camp and all sorts of other stuff to take care of. Totally understand that. I have some members on my team who have kids, and they also have the same problem. Having to head out, pick up from summer camp, drop off the summer camp, and then all the other activities is fun. All right, so on the right here, what I can do is I can create a game. We have 1 card in the central deck. So we're gonna join this game, which is 5952. I join here. We're receiving WebSocket messages. So the Rust server that you saw a little bit earlier, that's a WebSocket server. I can take this card. So if I clear out these messages, I can draw this card. Everybody gets a message. You get a message with card information. So it's an ace of clubs. Whereas you get no information about what that card was. You just know that a card was drawn and the draw deck size is now 0. Okay. So that seems pretty good, which means now we can now try to display this specific card that we got in our hand. So how would I want to do that? That's going to be all front end stuff. This also means we're going to need to copy over. So it's the ace of clubs. There is a project that we were working on. Let's go find this. So it is, I'm going to be in Linux for this one. Okay, so this is documents codes, other, and then playing cards assets. Okay, we're gonna go to the SVG cards. Oh, here it is. Ace of clubs right there. So I want to copy the ace of clubs to what is this? I think deck card simulator, front end, source, assets. Copy it in there. And here is that file here. Okay, lovely. Now, oh, Bear, hello. Good morning. No, I don't know a good way to display. How do I display the SVG? Like PNGs are fine. SVGs, like I think they're a little bit easier to sort of like manipulate. I can also change their width and height here too. Interesting that they're in points. Oh, they're created in Inkscape. Nice. So let's say I create a component. We have this card. Now we have an image. I think I can use an image for this. So this is if it's the back of a card. So VF display card. Yes, we are. Hello, selective duplicate. We are building a Vue app with a Rust WebSocket backend. So all the logic of the game is pretty much happening in that backend WebSocket, and then the front of the game is sort of like communication layer and display layer, which so far has been working out pretty well. Now, okay, what if I just want to like just display this, just to sort of like see how this is? I think we need to pull this in here first. So import ace of clubs from let's see if this works. So we pull that in. Okay, then in data, here, we'll just throw this in here. So then I do an image source equals ace of clubs, an alt, it's an ace. Let's just display it always right this second. Dota, hello. Okay, no errors. There we go, and now it gets displayed. Okay, this is great. Now that's the wrong place for us to display it. And I only want us to display this if it's the front. So right now we have VF display card returns this to display equals states.back. Really I want that to come in like nothing props, right? So this dot display, really. Oh, okay, no wait. This is wrong. Oh, you like React more than Vue? I can understand that. A lot of people do. If there's not, you just started questioning your sanity. Yeah, this is Java. This one is JavaScript, and this one over here is Rust. Yes, you're right. It is JavaScript instead of TypeScript. Okay, so I think display card back would be maybe better. Back. You keep wanting to learn some Vue, but there seems to be more business in React. That is true. If you want to get a job, Vue, React is the right way. Now, that being said, I actually work professionally in Vue because my company uses Vue exclusively. So I'm happy about that. We need to have a serious talk about architectural choices. Yeah, probably. Okay, so then in this case, I want you to do this. Oh, you've been liking Svelte? I have not tried Svelte. Now there's v else if. Okay, so we want like display card front. Okay, this is gonna be return this dot display. It is equal to this dot states front. Okay. Vue's learning curve isn't as bad as React and Angular. I would say yes. So React's learning curve is really just like all of JavaScript, right? You gotta learn lots of JavaScript in order to follow the documentation and tutorials because you're doing it all. Vue, yes, I would say like it's easy to get into it, but like with Vue, all foot guns are included. So it's also easy to get yourself into trouble. This is the VS Code synth theme. I actually created a command for this. I think it's a theme to show it out. There's so much spaghetti Vue out there. Yes, I know. So I'm using an architectural style with Vue that's very it's very not message based, event based, which is something that I learned from a mentor of mine, which I agree with a lot. So you'll probably like when I send events out, you'll probably sort of like see what I mean. I have many mentors. One of my mentors is somebody I used to work with. His name is Kyle. He has not been on this on the stream with me, but let's see. He's done actually several talks at the Node.js meetup before I shut that down. So I could probably go find like a meetup or two that he's talked at. Share it with you all if you'd be interested. He knows a lot more about architecture than I do. And he's a Vue developer, so that helps too. As in he develops on Vue. He doesn't make Vue. Okay. Test-driven development, guys. You say that as if that's like the worst thing in the world. Okay. So this should now be displaying only if, okay, so we should now be back to here. Okay, so we have nothing. So if I start a new game, we have the card back. That's great. So now I need, for the front end, we need another place to store this card. We need a hand. So I think we need a new component, hand.view. Let's just do template. I'll just say like H1 is my hand. And then where am I going to put this? I guess this just goes in the room. So under views, we have the room. So this gets loaded up by the router. And so we're going to, so here's chat on the right. Here's like main. Okay, so let's put this in main at the bottom of here. So we're gonna have our deck. You should probably shave before meeting today. I mean, you see me, I shave once per week. So like by the end of the week, I'm like, you know, starting to grow a beard, and then it's all gone on Sunday. Oh, he's an XP person. Oh, okay, so extreme. Extreme programming. I have not worked with a true extreme programming person before. I know all about it, but I've never actually like done it. Okay, so director card, handle card. What do we want to do next? I want to now display not the deck, but the hand. So this, okay, we need to import the hand. Bring this in as a component. Then we'll just bring you in right below this. So now, okay, so hand shows up here. Great, perfect. Now I probably want you to show at the bottom because like that's kind of like what every game shows you, is that your hand is the bottom to sort of indicate that it's like closest to you. You feel like you need mentoring. You haven't had anyone like that when it comes to programming and computers. Yeah, it's this is actually it's ironic because the mentoring problem is an inclusivity problem. Most people who succeed are succeed because they're able to find mentors before they even head to college. So to find a mentor, there's a coworker that I still keep in touch with at a previous job. She was the best mentor collector that I've ever met, and like I'm super jealous of that because she is so good at finding mentors and then like just having them on hand for all the different things that she needs, and in a way she's a mentor to me, and apparently I'm also a mentor to her, so it's like perfect. Basically from what I can tell, she just identifies, hey, you have a skill that is like can help me out, and I have something that can make this, you know, mentorship beneficial to both of us, and then I'm just going to call you up every once in a while, or like hit you up on Slack and just say, hey, can you help me out with this? And she's very good at like reaching out proactively to ask for that kind of advice, which is awesome. It's great. There is a huge difference between coaching and someone giving you answers. Absolutely, a huge difference. Let's see, I missed some other stuff too. Like, okay, if you're looking for answers and you get a coach, you're going to be extremely frustrated because the coach, a good coach, will never give you an answer. The good coach will only ask questions to force you to figure out the answer, because that's been educationally found to result in you memorizing and like actually internalizing the responses properly. I am not using Wasm. So there's no WebAssembly in this. In fact, the back end is not doing anything to the actual front end code. It's just sending it's just like the server. So it's sending messages back and forth through WebSockets. So at least there's a web in there somewhere. I think what happens, Dota, is if you have enough mentors, you can cycle through them, so it doesn't feel like they are like that you're reaching out to each one specifically very often, but you can have regular mentorship meetings. That being said, I am terrible at that, so I totally understand not doing that. Okay, now this is center to like everything here, so that's not exactly what I was wanting to go for, but let's see if I can move it down to the bottom. So we have hand in here. Let's just make this like a class equals the hand for we're justifying content center. That's fine. Can I align items? Like if I center that, okay, hand shows up in the bottom here now. Oh, is this project on GitHub? It is. This project is on GitHub, and also apparently I don't have a project command. We can fix that. Also, hello Johannes. Yes, so let's find this. We have 2. So actually, I'm just gonna create the command right now. And custom. Oh, okay. I have a code command. I also want to do this as like a project alias. So this is, see, we're building a deck of cards simulator. Find the code and at here, and the code for the backend at that's you. Okay, everyone, cool down. Okay, submit. All right, so code, Bang code, and Bang project will both bring up the links to the code now. Wait. The alias who set this command to be of Bang project does not exist. Okay. Wait a second. Code. Oh, wait. If this command is supposed to call another, oh, okay. Okay, never mind. So it's just code. Let's switch it to just project. How about that? Bang project. There we go. And it has both repos. We have a completely separate deployed front end and back end. The back end is written in Rust using WebSockets as my communication layer. And then the front end is written in Vue in just pretty much just pure JavaScript. Okay, so here we can now align items, I think, flex end. So if I do that, oh, that was, oh, what are my traces? Baseline center. Yeah, I need to align self with that. So what is this? Hand. Align self. I think I can do flex end. There. that pulls the hand down into the bottom. Okay, so then I want to replace this hand with what it actually is. Now, as we get this message, we're gonna get the card in here. So, for example, we get this, and then here's our card objects. We see this, the Ace of Clubs. Have fun getting pop. So I need to throw that in here. So this is gonna be our front end. When we receive a message, so our store is getting a little bit complex in here. So we're gonna want this. We're gonna want to break this out a little bit more. Now that I have the command, that would actually be easier to do, because now I can say like, if message dot card I guess like if message dot card, like, so if you exist, oh, but I think it's gonna, okay, so if message dot command is equal to draw card, let's just console.log drawing card. I mean, heck, I might be able to even do commit set message drawing card. And then I want to log card message.card. Okay, so if I create a game, wait for this message to go away. Okay, drawing card, and then here's the card. Okay, so I actually have that information, which means now in our index, we can have our hand. So our hand is gonna be an array of these cards. So in a mutation, we're gonna have probably add card. And the card to put in, we're gonna do a state.hand. So we're gonna extract that out. Then, and push the card, so add that in, and a view.set state and hand. Now we can commit to add card from this. So okay, so if I hit reset, when I create the game and I take this, I should now be able to see in view X. Hand is an array of 1, and we have this object which has the owner, the suite, and the value. I don't really care about the owner right now, because like, yeah, that may be something we want to like extract out and like not send up, but sweet and value is important here. Sweet suit. Okay, so now that I have that, we can in hand we can now have a list of these. We can have a list of the cards. So we have Ace of Clubs. So I probably want to like just I need some kind of like method to convert file name. I don't know if it's gonna be, well, we need to know what to do. So we also need a card. So source is the Ace of Clubs, display card front. The problem is we also need to specifically display like what card. So display card front, yeah, okay. But then the source is also gonna need to be probably a method. So in props here, we're gonna have to display value. So value is going to be a string, and suit is going to be a string. Then here, give me the source. Okay, so we're going to have a methods. For these methods, is this still going to be computed property? This still might be a computed property. Because, okay, we need to get back what this is for the props. I wonder if I'm gonna do something like, okay. So we have states here. We have card faces. So if I have like Ace of Clubs and it's coming in with capital club, capital S, I could lowercase that. I don't know if I care that much but I could do something like this. Value first, because when we say it, it's like Ace of Clubs. So if I do Ace Clubs, and you're gonna be the Ace of Clubs. So this goes away now. We're now gonna have a computed property. That's gonna be the face card. And so we're going to take in the value, we're going to take in the suit. It's going to be the face card. Okay, so we're going to like let the key, so we're going to return, the key is going to be this dot card faces of, and then that's going to be essentially like both of these together. We have this dot ace, so this dot value, this dot suit. Okay, and we return that. Okay. So then in hand, if we do a script, we need to import a card. Actually, I think it's just not char. Okay, that. Okay, so we pull in card. So as just a test, we can just let's show the back of the card here. A card. It's gonna be display back essentially. Okay, so there's the card back here. Now, if I want it to be the correct one, I need to for this. So there's multiple of them. So we need all the cards in our hand. So we need the hand. Okay, so then here in the components, should be able to drill down to our hand, and we can see that in computed, hand is this array. Okay. So now we have that. So in our card, we can now do a v4. We're gonna have essentially the card and the index. So v4 card index in hand. We're gonna have a key is equal to the index. The display is, so in this case, it should always be the front. It should always be the front. And then we need to tell it what the value is. But we have that here. So the value is going to be equal to card.value. So that's, yeah, card.value, card.suit. Okay. Well, that's not exactly what I was going for. It's an ace. Great. So where I go? Oh, so the alt came up here. The source of the face card is this. So trying to create this together, kind of want to do that. Okay, ace club is what that is. And if we take a look at hand, actually it would be card, wouldn't it? We take a look at card. In data, we have, oh, ace clubs. Oh, yeah, okay. Ace clubs. I want this to be ace club, like that. There we go. So let's start over again. Create the game. Wait until the message goes away. Draw a card. There's our card. Tigriska, hello. The coding is going along actually fairly well today. Now, I need more cards. Let's come back to the back end and let's find in the deck. We're creating one card in here and it's a club of aces. This is gonna be like fairly not fun to like make the full one, but let's do another card. So this is let's do like the ace of hearts. So ace hearts. So this is going to be a this is going to be a heart. This is also going to be an ace. And it's going to be owned by the draw pile. So by doing that, we're going to restart our connection. We have 2 cards in here. We draw a card. And we draw a card. Okay, so it's an ace. Because we need to pull in all of those essentially. Everything. So assets, ace of clubs goes in here. We need to pull in ace of hearts now. So that goes in here. We need to pull you in. Okay, throw you in here. This is gonna be ace heart, ace of hearts. So if I don't do anything else, I think this will now display. So create the game, pull that in, ace there, ace. Oh, okay. Well, this is an interesting way of holding your hand, but that works, I suppose. So we need to tell the hand that you're, okay, so this section here. So we have a section. You're a display flex. I think that might be all we need to do. To get them to show up right next to each other. Just like that. Now I don't have the ability to like sort the hand, but that's gonna be fine for like our MVP. But okay, we now can see the card that we took. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so I updated that. And now for the next things, see the cards my fellow players have. What would I do for that? Seeing the cards, so like I'm just thinking, I don't know where I'd put them. Like probably just around in different locations. Like your position 0, 1, 2. And then you're always like down here. Or I can just put them up above. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Let's probably put like our opponents here. Oh, and we need to make sure that you're not seeing our hand, which I don't think you are, but okay. So you're in room 6612. When you join, we need to like get all the information, right? So if we reset, game here, join 3336. Okay, so I took a card. Oh. Can't access property value, card is null. Right, so we need to say, hey, like, it's not my card. Like a draw card happened. So I'm thinking for index, it's getting about time for us to like start breaking this out. So in draw card, if there is no card, we did not draw the card. But first of all, I don't really care about that. So I'm gonna add card. So really I wanna do is like, if command is draw card and message dot card is not null, then we do this. Oh, lovely. Okay, join here. Okay, so draw card, it goes down, draw card, and now we can see they each have their card. It's gonna be a terrible game of war because, yeah, that's not easy. If we send a chat message, we each get those. Okay, nice. And they don't like reset these. So far so good. So I think that means that this feature is definitely done. I sort of like was a little bit premature on the other one, but we've got it. So we can see the cards that we take. Let's go ahead and clean up this code and do a commit. So first of all, committing. Okay, so players can draw the cards. Now, for each of you, we want to refactor this message out. I don't know if I have the full time to do that this morning. But basically, I want to take this message and we want to like... What I'm thinking of doing is we want to make like these actions smaller. So the command is guaranteed to be there. Like everything always has a command. So when we have this event listener, we could get the command out. So equals I guess it's gonna be down here. Message dot command. then now if I just console.log the command, yes, very bloomy text. Hello, Caleb. Okay, so if I create the game, oh, command is none on create game. Okay, so not everything well, okay, we're guaranteed to have a command, but we don't care. No, we do care about the command. So our backend needs to be updated to make sure that the command is correct. So in this library here, for create game, we need to make sure we're setting the command properly. So in this case here, we'd say like message dot set command, and I guess here the incoming message dot command, just clone you. Actually, if I just do this and make sure it implements copy, we'd be fine, right? Okay, so now, okay, command create game. Yeah, I haven't tried this late at night yet. It's been morning only. So we'll find out how this is. We said it yesterday. So I haven't even like spent that much time with this font. It is trippy. I guess it's not a font, it's the theme. Okay, so now we have this command create game. So inside of here, what I want to be able to do is get the action that we're gonna do. So this is gonna be probably something like handle create game would be the action. So let's handle create game. Let's just console.log creating game. And in state, I want to do like command to actions. Commands to actions. Command to action. What is Vue? So Vue is a front end framework. So it's essentially a JavaScript framework. So specifically here, its competition would be something like React and Angular. Nobody really mentions Ember anymore. So that's what this is. It's a front end JavaScript framework. Okay, so command to action. So in here, our command that we saw is create game. So create game, and I want this to be the action is going to be this handle create game. Now, by doing this, I'm creating a lookup table. So what's going to happen in order for me to like know which action we're going to run. Okay, so in message, now this create game is actually creating the game and it's like sending the message out. Maybe it's like handle game created or something like that. But so we have the command here. I want to do a dispatch to state dot command to action command, and that's it. Now I don't have to pass anything in right now, but that should now creating game, that should print out. Creating game action. So so like now it has like this nicer sort of like method of like of handling it. So we should be able to do a better, what is it called? A little bit of architecture in the front end, and like have that ballooning action now become like just a dispatch action that dispatches other actions. So that'd be cool. Okay, so a couple things. First of all, I think I'm going to end it pretty soon. We got a few things left. I see we got some questions. We got a game to play. But let's go ahead and end the video part here. So if you've been watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.